It's not so hard to build an empire. But whatever happens next, it ends here.
FX's Snowfall.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Snowfall, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we'll be talking about Snowfall Season 6, Episode 2. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And we had another good one, another good episode. And that last scene between Franklin and Uncle Jerome, man, it stole the show. It definitely stole the show. The episode was called The Sit Down, and that sit down between the two was very intense. The truth came out, and we know just based off the this season trailer. Make sure you check that trailer out if you have not seen it. I dropped it last night, but based off that trailer alone, you can tell that Jerome and Franklin are going to have a hard time taking each other out. It's going to be difficult. Yes, they will go back and forth, but you know it's not going to be easy. It's going to be all types of different things that's going to stop them from actually finishing the job. But I got a funny feeling something major is going to happen just based off the trailer. And also check out the episode 1 recap. I dropped that earlier on in the day. You guys let me know, how did you feel about episode 1 and episode 2? The whole 2-episode premiere was straight up fire, and I cannot wait to see what's next. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to hop right into this episode 2 recap. So what did we see in episode 2 titled The Sit Down? Now the episode starts out with them showing us what happened 24 hours ago. We learned about the truth about Parissa and what really happened to her. As I told you guys last night, I was hoping that Reuben was able to get her, but he was not able to seal the deal. I'm still hoping and praying on Teddy's downfall. It has not happened yet. But your girl Parissa, she ended up escaping, and she was running and ended up hitting her head. She does wake back up. She starts to walk around trying to find her way back home. The police, they see her and they decide to take her to jail. And now she's salty. She needs somebody to come get her out. And we already know your boy Teddy, he's been looking. He's been waiting to get that call. Of course, he goes down there, and then we see what we saw at the end of episode 1 with him seeing her, and he gets her out. And Teddy, to be honest with you guys, he doesn't really seem too concerned. I mean, he was happy that she was good or whatever and she was alive, but he's more concerned of if she can remember the guy that took her. So he wants to know exactly who it was, so that way he can somehow, some way get payback. Now, Jerome tells Aunt Louie that he couldn't find where, Franklin is stashing his money yet, and he couldn't get the rest of it. But he tells her he don't think Black Diamond and Dallas was lying to him, and he damn near beat the girl to death, which he did. You know what I'm saying? Your girl Black Diamond is not here anymore. As I told you, living the lifestyle that she was living. I mean, she shot Aunt Louie in season 4. She done caught so many bodies in this show, and we know what they did last season in the season finale. So this lady has taken parents away from their kids. So I understand that the way Jerome did it was kind of messed up, but living his lifestyle the way she was living, anything can happen. And unfortunately, she met her fate. Now, Dallas was pissed off. They're at the hospital. Franklin, he shows up. He's trying to, get an update on how Black Diamond is doing. The doctor comes out and just pretty much told him she did not make it. So now Dallas is really pissed. She doesn't even want to talk to Franklin anymore. Franklin is upset, and they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. I told you guys in my video last night, do y'all believe Dallas is done? Do y'all think she's going to come back? I mean, based on this episode, she was like, screw all that. I'm taking the kids. We getting up out of here. And if she doesn't come back, I guess she has more time to be an All-American Homecoming. We know she plays in that with your girl that played Khadijah in this show, and she plays Simone. So it's crazy how both of them was, pretty much together on Snowfall, and now they're together on All-American Homecoming. The sad part is they hate each other on that show. Now, Gustavo and Tony Moreno, they're supposed to be going to these tunnels, and Tony Moreno's like, screw all that. I'm bringing my people with me because I don't know if you're trying to set me up down there in those tunnels. I can't really trust you like that. So that was a smart move because they'll tell him what Gustavo would have been on. But based off how he's been moving, Gustavo probably ain't that stupid to try something like that. Now, Franklin finally meets up with Reuben from the KGB. And y'all know Reuben, he's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for this moment. That way he can get some intel from Franklin about Teddy. That is his #1 objective, right? And Reuben tells him that he wants to take down the CIA. Of course, Franklin does. We know Sissy does, but Franklin wants Teddy, but he wants him alive. And Reuben is like, okay, we can get him, but we got to make sure we get proof that he's actually selling drugs. He's bringing this stuff in. Of course, we know the whole weapons thing as well is a major deal. But Franklin tells him he's not doing business with Teddy. He tells him that his auntie and uncle are doing it, and maybe that can help with the operation. And Reuben tells him, like, look, I need you to tell me everything you know about Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about everything from when you first met. I need to know the whole story. That way I can have all the intel I need to track him down and get him up out of here. And then Franklin, agrees and tells him, when he first met Teddy back in season 1. Now we get to Sissy and Franklin. She's telling Franklin, what do you want out of all of this? And he tells her that he just wants to make sure that his family is good, that he has money, and pretty much he wants to be where he was at before all of his money got stolen by Teddy. And he felt like he was almost there to just getting out of the game. But we know what ended up happening. Of course, Sissy is telling him, like, look, maybe this is what Teddy wanted all along, for us to be going back and forth with each other and be talking about Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie. And Sissy does not really agree with that. She does not want Franklin going back and forth with his uncle. She don't want family having issues with each other. And she says, look, if I can find a way to fix all of this, would you be willing to, make this work? And it pretty much cuts off to commercial. And we know Franklin will agree because they had that conversation, to sit down at the end of the episode. Now, Franklin goes back to Veronique and he tells her about what his mom wants to do. And of course, she agrees. She wants Franklin to end the drama, the beef that he has with Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie. Franklin thanks Veronique for what she did with the money, helping him out. And she's like, look, if you want to thank me, you want to show your appreciation, make peace with your family. And after Franklin leaves, we know she's having a conversation with her moms because she's going to meet up with her later on in the episode. And I know everybody was talking about how they didn't really trust Veronique in season 1, but so far she's proven that she's solid. It's her moms who I don't trust, just based off what we seen in this episode alone. Now, Mac and Terry, they come from St. Louis. They're supposed to be getting some product from Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie, but they need a new spot. Of course, Louie is telling them, give them 24 hours in order for them to get the stuff ready for them. Jerome, man, he had me cracking up. He's talking about go to the hotel, chill, mess with some chicks, get you a little side piece or whatever, and we'll take care of the rest. Aunt Louie was pissed off, like, dude, what are you talking about? Jerome was talking about how everybody deserves a little side snatch. And once they got into the car, Jerome was like, how we gonna find a new spot in 24 hours? Louie is like, I don't know. Get your little side snatch to figure it out, man. That scene was just flat out funny as hell to me. But I do believe Terry and Mac will be a problem. They're not just going to bring these characters into the show for no reason. It's just a matter of time before we see how dangerous they can be. Now, Kane has woke up and he's pissed off. He wants to know where Uncle Jerome and Aunt Louie is at. Franklin is telling him, like, look, they're at some hotel. I don't know exactly what hotel they're at, but they can't go back to the warehouse, and he's going to continue to try to find them, and of course, Kane is telling him, like, look, I need you to find them fast. And of course, he wants him to find Detective Bucko because he heard about him not being a part of the force. So that means he can touch him. And he tells Franklin, if he doesn't do this, he's going to start to think that he has second thoughts, which means he's on the wrong side, and Franklin cannot afford to be going up against Kane. I'm going to tell you right now, Detective Bucko, mark your days. You know what I'm saying? This is a matter of time before you get caught, and you're going to be gone. Just like everybody else, we will be smoking on that Detective Bucko pack by the end of the season. I can guarantee it. Now, Gustavo and Tony Moreno, they make their way to those tunnels. And remember, Tony Moreno is telling Gustavo he cannot afford to mess any of this up. We know once they get down there, Tony was like, man, I can't believe all of this is down here. All of a sudden, Gustavo gets the page and it's Teddy. And he doesn't know what to tell him. He's going to make a lie up. But Tony's like, look, you tell him you're in the tunnels. You tell him you're doing maintenance down here. You don't want to make it seem like you're doing something else and he catch you slipping, right? Now, after the little small conversation that he had with Teddy, because Teddy pretty much told him, I need to talk to you, and he hung up right after that. So Gustavo was losing his mind. He's like, man, he knows about what went down. He's asking Tony about the hospital. Did he take care of it? And Tony's like, yeah, we took care of it today or whatever. My people took care of it. But Gustavo, he's paranoid. He's thinking that Teddy's going to find out, or he's already did, and he don't know what to do. And Tony has to tell him, calm down. It's going to be all right. Stop being paranoid. If you acting the way that you're acting right now, you're going to mess around and screw up this whole operation. So now Gustavo has to get his mind right. Then we get to Uncle Jerome, Aunt Louie, and your boy Scully. He has returned. And he's like, look, I heard about what y'all did to OG Kane. He's a lion. He's the king of the jungle. And he gonna destroy y'all. He gonna eat y'all up. And he's telling them, like, look, y'all gotta fix this. Aunt Louie is like, look, you got any ideas on how we can beat the lion or whatever? And he's saying, look, you might as well just join the pride. Fix the family. Fix your family and fix the issues that you have with Kane. That's the only way that you're going to fix all of this, because if not, it's going to be some karma going around. And Scully, he was trying to warn them. He understands what time it is. And we know Scully, he's been through a lot and he's changed a lot, especially after what happened to his daughter and Khadijah. Now, Jerome makes a call. He's going to go to a Sunday dinner with his sister, Sissy, and Aunt Louie ain't really liking that. She's already pissed off. She's like, how did, Kane know who did this to him? Your boy Jerome was talking about it was Detective Bucko, but Aunt Louie is saying, nah, it's not him. It had to be Franklin that did this. And she's like, look, do you really want to go there? Jerome's like, man, I'm going to Sunday dinner. I'm not missing this. This is my sister. I'm going to be there. Plain and simple. But once Aunt Louie threw down that little origami little bird that Scully gave them as a gift, that goes to show you that she didn't give a damn about family, or at least what Uncle Jerome was doing with Sissy. And it goes to show you her true intentions. She wants to destroy them no matter what, whether it's Franklin, Sissy, it's all war in her head. And she wants Uncle Jerome to get on board all the way because she knows he is the key to taking them down, as I explained earlier. Now, we get to your girl Veronique and we finally meet her mother, Cassandra. Now, at first she was kind of like, I don't really know if I'm going to help you like that, especially seeing that it's involving the government. And then once Veronique told her about Franklin and the 73 million, her whole mood changed. She was like, oh, 73 M's? Oh, I'm on board. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? So I told you guys earlier, Veronique, of course, a lot of people didn't trust, but it's her mom's that we have to watch out for, that Franklin has to watch out for. Now, Franklin goes and checks up on Dallas and trying to make sure she's good. He's telling her he would give her money, time, whatever she needs. Did you notice how Black Diamond's son was not trying to take anything from Franklin this time? He wasn't all nice like he was when they met in that first episode. And Dallas tells Franklin that she's done. She is out of the game, that her and Black Diamond made like an agreement. If anybody gets taken out, one of them just takes the kids. No revenge or anything. They just leave. And Franklin is like, damn, like really? And Black Diamond's son asking about where she was at. It was sad, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. It was sad because we know she ain't coming back. And he's gonna be very upset once he does figure out the truth. But as I stated earlier, this is the lifestyle that Black Diamond and Dallas signed up for. And these are the consequences of that lifestyle, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. Now, we get to Sissy and she's having her sit down with Uncle Jerome. And of course she wants, them to fix this issue that they have with each other. And she pretty much tells Jerome that this is all on him. You know what I'm saying? That he is going to have to be the one that steps up and fixes this beef that they have. And Jerome was like, man, he done dropped 4 bodies. He pulled a gun out on my wife. Like, are you crazy? And she understands all that, but she's like, still, you have to fix this. This is all going to be on you. So now Jerome's going to have to set up a meetup with Franklin, which we know that scene was just flat out crazy. As I stated earlier, it stole the show. Now Veronique is telling Franklin that he needs to sit down with her mom. She is the reason why she was able to launder that money down into Miami because of her ex-boyfriend or whatever. So she understands what her mom can do. Franklin is still kind of questioning if, she can really be trusted. But Veronique says, look, just sit down with her. If she doesn't do what we need her to do, we can send her on her way. Now, we get to Teddy and your boy Gustavo. He's showing him the picture of Reuben. Of course, Gustavo doesn't know who the guy is, but we know later on in the episode, he's going to figure out exactly who that guy was because he remember him from the wedding. Now, Franklin finally meets up with Cassandra and they're talking about, him getting his money back and what she can do. She's telling him like, look, I'm going to need 20%. And Franklin is like, what? 20%? Screw all that. Franklin is about to leave. But once she starts to break it down on how Teddy has some type of help and, pretty much giving him details on how it went down, Franklin was like, okay, so you do know what you're talking about. And how do you know Teddy had help? And she's telling him like, look, I know. There's no way he would have been able to do this. He had to pretty much get somebody that specializes in this. And there's not a lot of people in the world that can do what he did. And she tells him if he gives her some tickets to Panama, she's going to take her and Veronique there. If she finds him, she's going to need 10%. And she just wants to be in her grandchild's life. So now her and Veronique will be going to try to find this guy, and hopefully they can get Franklin's money back. And hey, Franklin, I guess you ain't got nothing to lose. You might as well do what you gotta do. But then again, I still don't trust her moms. Then we get to Gustavo. He finally figures out who this guy is in the picture. We can see him comparing it to Reuben from the wedding. So now he understands, like, okay, I gotta go talk to Franklin and see exactly who this guy is. I need answers because I can't afford to go down for any of this, especially if this guy is looking for Teddy and trying to destroy this whole operation. Now, we get to Reuben, and apparently it's supposed to be one last shipment of Avi's, weapons coming in. And of course, his partner is telling him that the center needs us to go. They want to see what we can get. Reuben is like, look, Teddy already knows. They already know that, this whole thing is compromised. So they're probably going to be waiting for us to show up and take us out. But the dude is like, man, we have no options. We got to go. Y'all know this is not going to end well. Them trying to go and figure out, where these weapons is going. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some bodies getting dropped off whenever that happens. Now, Franklin and Gustavo, they meet up. And man, this scene, this whole wrestling thing reminded me of season 1 so much. But we know Gustavo, he needs answers on who Reuben is. He shows Franklin the picture. And Franklin is like, look, if you want to know who he is, you have to tell me where Teddy is. And I need to know where Teddy is first before anything goes down, right? And he tells Gustavo, like, look, you better watch who you showing this picture to because it's radioactive. Whoever gets close to it, it could poison him. So Gustavo better be real careful. I mean, he's already paranoid. And what Franklin just told him is probably going to make him even stressed out that much more. Now, at the end of the episode, we see Sissy. She goes back to the shelter, and it seems like she wants to get it back together. She's cleaning up. But outside, man, there was a lot of people, a lot of homeless people doing drugs. It wasn't looking too good. So I want to know what Sissy plans on doing. Hopefully, everything works out and, they can get back to helping people. Now, at the end of the episode, we see Uncle Jerome and your boy Franklin. They finally have that conversation, that sit-down conversation. Franklin is like, look, let bygones be bygones. Let's just end the beef. We ain't got no more issues. You know what I'm saying? I hit you, you hit me. We good, we square. But Jerome's like, really? He ain't going for that. Jerome tells him about when he first came to LA. He's pretty much telling him on how he helped raise Franklin and he wanted him to just be better and all this stuff. He talks about how Franklin pretty much became scandalous, cutthroat, and he's pretty much just a disappointment. But y'all know Uncle Jerome was going off. Franklin is like, really? That's how you see it? I mean, he pretty much told him, you got everything you got because of me. You know what I'm saying? And Jerome was like, what? The CIA on me, cops on me, blood money. Like, what you talking about? And Franklin tells him, like, look, you wasn't doing anything. All you was doing was selling dime bags off the porch. You were trying to take care of pretty much a smoked out Aunt Louie. And that was your biggest mistake, messing around with her. And once he started dogging out Aunt Louie, Jerome couldn't take it no more. He slapped him in the face, and as soon as Franklin was about to tell him, if you ever lay a hand on me again, Jerome slaps him again and tells him you're not going to do anything. Franklin pulled out the strap and said, what? I'm not going to do what? He tells Franklin, like, look, do it. Do it. You might as well go ahead and just end it. Franklin couldn't do it. He yells. He's pissed off, but it's still too hard for him to pull that trigger. As I told you guys earlier, no matter what, these two will have a hard time taking each other out this season. And then we see the people staring. We see the little girl Tisha and her grandpa that we saw in the first episode. They're in the restaurant, and Jerome, he sees her. And he's like, man, he can tell that he feels bad for, what he just done. And we all know Franklin got slapped twice because Jerome knew that Franklin was telling the truth about Aunt Louie. And he could not handle that truth. So he decided to take out his frustrations on his nephew. We hear the song Slipping Into Darkness as the episode is going off. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's like the theme of this show right now. And man, it was a hell of an ending, as I told you guys. That scene, that was like one of the top scenes in Snowfall, man. The way they delivered that. I mean, you just felt all that tension, everything from the very beginning, from season 1 all the way to season 6. And just to see how it's all going to end, it ain't looking too good, man. I just got that funny feeling your boy Jerome, he most likely is not going to make it. And if you've been watching my Snowfall videos for all these years, I pretty much told y'all each and every year that I don't believe Jerome is going to make it. But he's always survived. But this time around, it may end up being a little bit different. We're definitely going to talk about that this season trailer because a lot of you guys did mention in that trailer, y'all saw, which we did see, Aunt Louie and Franklin at her funeral, and they're in all black. The question is, whose funeral is it? You know what I'm saying? So it has to be somebody that's real close. Is it Jerome or is it someone else? Well, we're going to find out very soon. But so far, these first 2 episodes are straight up fire. I cannot wait to see what's next. They definitely delivered. And it seems like they're going to bring that heat for the entire season just based on that trailer and based on what we saw in the first 2 episodes. But I want to thank you guys for all the love, all the support. Make sure you leave those theories, comments, everything down below. And I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.